What's going on, folks, and welcome to another Scum video. I hope we're all doing well. I'm super excited to show you guys this. Even though I have gone over it in a past update, I want to show you this. Now, we're going to be focusing on some of the more basic rifles in the game, like the Kar 98, the Mosin, the M1, and we've got the Hunter 85 here. Now, if there's any developers watching this, please give us the loot tables for the military loot, individual weapons in the game. That would be so cool to make some of these servers more survival, and I'd love to see more people running around with these type of guns rather than all the, you know, heavy AKs, M16s, Mark 18s and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot over some of these targets with these, check them out, and have a quick look at them. Now, there will be a link in the description below where you guys can print off every different type of rifle, gun, a handgun, whatever you want to call them. Everything is on a sheet where it tells you the compatibility between suppressors, scopes, even the improvised rails, which you can add to these guns here, these rifles here. And basically what that allows you to do is to use certain types of scopes and stuff like that. Some weapons will already give you, like the M1 for example, it has its own suppressor. And it has its own scope sort of thing as well. So hopefully we can check this out and just have a quick look. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick look at the Mosin first off. I think this is the Mosin. Yeah, I just had to check just in case. Right, so we're going to have a quick look at this, and we're going to take some of the ammo. We're going to reload it. So I think it's 5 rounds. Yeah, there we go. We got 5 rounds here, so you can see down in the bottom right there. And you can see that we can simply just fire away if we like. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take one of these suppressors. So let's take an improvised bottle suppressor. Now, there are can suppressors and there are oil can suppressors as well. They all do the same thing. I don't think it really makes any difference what type of suppressor gives you different sounds at the moment, as far as I'm aware. But you can add a suppressor on it. So if we do it with the suppressor, which is nice. I really love that sound. And let's just have a quick look at what it sounds like without the suppressor. So there is a big difference there, and there is a radius of where people can hear this stuff as well. I can't remember exactly what the radius is for it, but there is a radius where people can hear with a suppressor and without as well. So let's whack the suppressor back on. Now, I haven't had a look at the conversion chart, so or the compatibility chart, so I'm just literally just going to completely guess here. So let's see if we can just add a rail to this. So this would be, let's have a look at this. This is the improvised rifle rail, so let's just see what sort of scopes we can add to this, and I hope that you guys can experiment with this in the game as well, because this is something that I really like about this game, is that you can customize everything. Like if I look at my rifle now, you can see we've got a Mosin there with an AK-15 scope on it, like a red dot, which is really cool. So you can add that on there. Or if you want, you can take that off and maybe put an improvised scope on there as well. So as you can see, the improvised scope, which is quite difficult because it does have the wire at the end of it, which is a bit strange. But because we've got the scope on there, we can actually add a load of different scopes onto it. So you can see here now, we've got the longer scope. And you can customize these yourself, you know. So let's range it. Let's just have a quick range. Let's check this out. 126 meters. So obviously, if I range, which is left shift and scroll wheel, you can range it. So let's stick with 100 because it's only 126. Left control for breathing. And shoot. And I'm pretty sure we just hit that right in the center there. And we've got 3 more out there as well. So if I just crouch a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to range this target over here. So that's 207. So we might as well just range it to 207. Straight in. Bang on target. And this is the Mosin. It is quite bright in colour. I mean, but I really like this. So if we was to aim for that now, which was, what, 300 meters at 100 meters ranged, it falls slightly short of it. But from this distance, it's not going to be too bad. I mean, you could probably still hit a target there with the 100 meter as well. So that's the Mosin. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick look at the Kar 98. Now, this is one of my favourites. I love the Kar 98. I love the way these bolt action rifles are. I really do. They just look so cool. And they sound awesome as well. So, we've got the Kar 98. No suppressor. Very loud. Kar 98 is actually probably one of the loudest ones. So we're going to add like a can suppressor on it or something like that. And you can build these in the crafting menu as well. So you can see it really significantly takes that sound down. Now let's have a quick look here. So this rail doesn't actually work. And this rail is the long improvised rail. So you can't actually put that on the rifle. Can you put the short one on there? You can't put the short one on there either. So what we might have to do, if we pick up the Mosin again, and then take off the rail, we've got to take off the scope first. I'm going to make a mess now. There we go. So if we now put the improvised rail onto the Kar 98, we can now pretty much put most of these on here. Okay, so that one doesn't actually work. Not sure what scope is this. The ZF. Oh, that is the Kar 98 scope. So with that, you do not actually need a rail, so you can see what I'm doing here. And this is suited for this rifle, and I love this. The only problem with these scopes is you can't see amazingly far away, but you can see far away enough to know what you're shooting at. So let's just go for that target over there. And you will know if you've obviously hit your target as well. So let's just take some more rounds there. Just reload that ammo. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take off one of the scopes. The actual scope that's designed for this rifle. As I said, some of the rifles are actually designed for it. Here's a hunting scope as well. But that's not working because we don't have the rifle rail. So let's put the improvised rifle rail on. And now we should be able to put a lot of these hunting scopes on, so you can see there. I've now attached that. And it really does give you the customization to the guns. And people love that sort of stuff. Nice. And... oh, 0 to 300. That wasn't cool. And a 0 over there. Nice. And that one was 200. And you can try these with animals and all that sort of stuff. You could spawn, like, you could spawn deer in and stuff like that into the game, which I do have another video for that. On how to spawn everything in as well. So, certain rails will give you different customization options. So because I've got the improvised rifle rail, I can now have an ACOG sight on here. I mean, that recoil, my character at the moment has literally got next to no skill. Look at the detail there on that Kar 98 and on the rail. Looks awesome, really does. So I'm going to drop the... let's put the scope back down. We're making a right mess here. And let's have a quick look at... let's have a look at the M1. Now, I'm not amazingly familiar with the M1. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but I don't really use this that much. So I'm going to be checking some new stuff out here as well. So the M1 actually does come with a clip. Now, the ammo for this is very common. So a lot of people tend to use this. So if we just load that, load it from the top, it's got 8 rounds on it. Now, as I was saying, some of the weapons do come with their own scopes and stuff. Now, the M1 does come with its own suppressor, its own scope, and an experimental sight as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a quick look. without anything. And I think I'm zeroed. Right, there we go. Let's try that again. So loud, but it sounds so awesome. And we're going to whack on a sight. This is the experimental sight. So it does help a little bit more. As you can see there. So if we take that sight back off. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the M1 scope on there as well. Which is just like the Car 98. Now if you was to use shift and scroll wheel. You can hear it go into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as in 100 meters. So if you hold left shift and scroll back, it's 100 meters. So that would be 200 meters, 300 meters. So if I aim for that one over there, that will hit the target. So let's have a quick look. What else we got? We got the M1 suppressor. So this is actually designed for this rifle, this suppressor. So let's have a little try of this. Very quiet. So, you know, some of these things you guys will have to just experiment with. The last one is the Hunter 85. Hunter 85 here, which uses .22. And it's so weak. It is extremely, extremely weak. Like, even trying to put these, like, use this gun against players is very, very difficult indeed. So, let's just have a quick look here. Very small rounds. And you can add the improvised suppressor on it as well. Makes it very, very quiet. But obviously, as you can see, you can't see what you're shooting at because the bottle's in the way. So, if we was actually to take this out the way here, put the can suppressor on it, the oil can suppressor, it's a little bit better. You can see the iron sight at the top right there. So, what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and put the rifle rail on it. There we go, the improvised rifle rail. And we can add certain things to it. There you go. I mean, look at that. I mean, the customization is just brilliant. I do love that. That is such a great part of this, like the game that I love about all this. So folks, I'm going to leave the video here. I hope you have enjoyed it. Sorry if it was a little bit too long, but I wanted to kind of get, you know, a few of the sight scopes, attachments and all that stuff in the picture so you guys can understand how much you can actually customize your rifles. And with all the other new stuff coming to the game soon as well, with .3 coming up around Christmas time or just before Christmas time, there might even be more attachments, different guns and stuff that you can play with as well. So as always, there is a link in the description down below which will have all the the charts for you guys to see that, so please go and check it out. So if you did like the video, please don't forget to subscribe, smash that thumbs up, leave a comment so we can get discussions. I really do enjoy that. Let us know what you enjoy about this topic of the customization of the weapons. Like, what do you like, what don't you like? And hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next one. So stay safe, peace out, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.